and welcome to another episode of The Conversation. Hey!
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 Oh, guys, we are ready to talk about the holidays. And y'all know what I was singing today? Y'all want to sing it with me? Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer.
Oh, Lord.
Very
shiny nose. Yeah.
Like a light bulb.
Hey, we are not singers, but we gonna show up and be ready to sing regardless. We ready to have some fun tonight. We ready to dig in. All right, conversation starters, y'all ready?
We ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Y'all ready? I'm ready.
We ready.
Let's talk about the holidays when you are away from family. How many of you have spent the holidays away from family? From your mama, your daddy, your sister, brother, auntie, uncle, cousin, and them.
Yeah.
Whole family.
Yeah. A lot.
Your grandmother.
Like, every year.
Father. Every year.
Yeah.
Except for probably in the last 20 years, every year except for the last 3 years or something.
You've been away.
Yep. But not this year.
Not this year? Well, okay. Look, we're going to dig into that a little later because we want to know the tea. No. Julie's like, Well, as military families, we often have thousands of miles and oceans separating us from our immediate family. And hey, another reality is that we are often spending the holidays away from our spouse, from our active duty spouse. And we're going to talk about all of that tonight. All right? We're going to talk about all of it tonight. Because sometimes our spouse is deployed, they're TDY, or they have duty.
Oh, dude.
I like to call duty. Because they're home, but they're on a ship or they're on watch somewhere, right? Well, I say ship because I'm Navy, but we have Marine here and Army here as well. So what is duty for y'all?
Downrange.
Us is where they're like 24 hours on the ship with the Navy. It's like, okay, for 24 hours. You don't
Just
see
for 24 hours on the
watch.
ship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That would be CQ in Army.
CQ. Okay.
Oh, he's got CQ tonight. Guess I'm ordering Chinese and gonna take a bubble bath.
What does that stand for? CQ. What is that acronym for?
Oh gosh, it's been a while since we've had it. So
Oh.
What is it called for you guys, Grace, for the Marines?
It's duty. It's the same.
Duty. It's called duty. Okay.
Yeah, 24-hour duty.
All
I
right.
used to paint my nails and clean out the refrigerator on duty nights. That's when I knew it was every 6 days, and I knew, okay, it's time to clean out leftovers and paint my nails.
well,
All
now
right.
now being a guard spouse, we don't have CQ, but we have drill weekends. So it's pretty much the same thing, but it's 2 to 4 days instead of just one.
Oh. All right. Well, let's talk about the last time that you spent the holidays with your family. I know Julie says she's going to be spending the holidays this year with her family, but tell us about the last time that you got to spend the holidays with your family.
I got to spend the last couple of years because we were actually stationed the last 2 sets of holidays. We were the closest we've ever been to family. We were in the same state. So we did get to spend Christmases with my dad and some of my other family members. So that was great. But before that, for 15 years, it was no holidays with anybody. And that was tough.
15 years. Wow.
Yeah, it was a long time. And I remember it being very hard the first time, especially before we had kids. The first set of holidays without being near, my parents or sisters and brothers, I was younger then. It was hard. It was really, really different and hard to get through.
Was it not being with them, or was it with trying to create your own traditions? What exactly was the hardest?
It was not being with them. I was so used to going up and seeing, visiting wherever they were and being with them. And then, then it was like, oh, you just get a phone call. I mean, now I guess you could video in, but then it was like, oh, well, you get a phone call and you hear everybody doing their normal thing, being together, and you're not there with them. And that made me very sad. So that was hard, but I'm over it now.
You're over it
Then
now.
it's hard.
What about you, Nishita? How long has it been since you've been with family for the holidays?
Oh, long time. I think, well, when we were in Michigan, we spent like a Thanksgiving with, I went to visit some of my family during Thanksgiving just because we were in Michigan. But I don't know, it's kind of like I had been gone so long, almost a decade probably, more than a decade since I had actually spent time during the holidays. Usually holidays was just either I was on the ship or he was on the ship, or then after we had Marcus, he was on the ship. And I didn't really travel back home that much. I did during the summertime, but sometimes in the winter, it was like a lot of snow and stuff. So I go home sometimes, but it's been a long time. And now it's just kind of a little strange to go back because I feel like I don't really fit in. I don't know what nobody's doing anymore. Like, it's just kind of like being estranged, but not on purpose. I'm not mad at anybody or anything.
Yeah.
It is what it is sometimes. And now it's just like, I'm so old now. It's like,
yeah. And I also think that with being, especially a military family, and not being with your immediate family for the holidays, you kind of set up your own traditions, right? But that's, for me, honestly, I think that's with any family, military or non-military, right? Once you start your own family, you kind of merge traditions. Because I know for me and my husband, I'm like, no, this is how we did it when I was a kid. And he's like, this is how we did it when I was a kid. Okay, we're going to take the things that we loved about it and keep, and the things that we didn't like, we toss it. And so when we go home to visit, it's like, well, that's not how we do it at our house. And that usually becomes a little difficult with our folks, right? Because they're like, no, what? Why you? Because I'm grown now. That's why. That's why they're going to do it. Right. But Nishita said something about traveling. How often does your family ask you to travel home to visit for the holidays and not understand it's expensive?
Every year.
Aww. Mine doesn't ask.
Yours doesn't ask.
I think they understand that it's like kind of a crazy time to travel, and it's just hard.
So how do you handle that question, Grace? Because look, I know that was one of the things that cactus in my butt, that's like, I want, like, ooh, I sat on that cactus. Like that was one of the pains, because family would always say, well, can you try? No, that's expensive and you have to take leave.
There's a lot of us.
There's a lot of us. And I mean, the military doesn't close for the holidays. Yes, we could take leave, possibly, maybe. But how do you handle that question or that request, Grace?
I used to give in, to be honest. I used to give in the beginning. I was like, fine, I wanted my kids to be near the family. I felt bad not going, but now I have 2 kids and a teenager, and I've learned to say no. And I'm like, if you want to see me, you can come here, because honestly, it's easier for some of my family who don't have kids or who are older to travel here than it is for me to pack up 2 kids in a house to go, over for Christmas or Thanksgiving or whatever it may be. And then, with our husbands being in the military, leave is a big thing. And then like this year, he's not even here, he's deployed. So I don't want the extra stress of taking my kids in the winter on a plane, figuring everything out myself. Like, it's just too stressful. So I've learned over the years to just be straight up and be like, no, I'm sorry. Like, it's not good for me. It's not good for the family. It's not the best choice. If you want to see me, I'm here, and that's that. It was a really hard decision to make, but it really had to happen because I did give in for so many years, and then on the flip side of that, you kind of realize, who's true, who's not, who comes over, so that's the reality of it.
Yes. Because the other thing of a lot of times when you do travel home, they want you to visit Bobby,
everybody,
Ricky, and Mike, and Mary. And you're like, wait a minute, I'm here for 3 days or maybe a week, however long you're there. You're like, whoa. I need a rest one of those days.
Yeah.
You want me to drive to see this person, that person, or you want everybody to come over here. I don't want to talk to everybody.
Or sometimes it's the opposite. Like you go and then, everyone's busy.
Yes.
Well,
I was never that lucky. I was on the side of things where people would get butt hurt because, you didn't fit me in, or you were only here for a little bit, or whatever it may be. And we just got tired of going home because of it. It was nothing but drama. And then, back to traditions, we have established our own traditions as a family, and it's hard to keep those incorporated if you spend the middle of your holidays. If you go back home, a lot of times it's hard for you to keep your traditions like you normally do with your family. So we always found that kind of hard too, with Santa coming and all that. It was always hard for us to, everybody be like, oh, come stay Christmas Eve and then we'll be here Christmas Day. It was like, it doesn't really work for us. Santa comes to the house. So it's a pain. It really is.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask our junior conversation starter about that with because we have traveled for Christmas to visit grandparents.
I have a lot to say on this topic.
Oh, she has a lot to say.
For me personally, it depends on the holiday, where we're going, and the people that we're going with. You see, like Thanksgiving, cool. My favorite Thanksgiving was like family in Memphis. We went there, but I have to go with I love my family, but sometimes when it's just the older people, it's kind of boring. Because then there's nobody there. My age, I hope they don't see this. But then when my favorite cousins are going, then I'm good. I mean, I don't have, but some cousins are just funner to hang out with than others. But then when other cousins don't go, it's kind of boring, and depending on where we go, some people they just but it just all depends. I kind of sometimes I like a big tradition because I'm extra, and sometimes I want it smaller, but it just depends.
But you made a very valid point there, Ayla, about people, for the teenagers, the family members that are their age, because when you don't live around family, you don't really know your cousins who are your age. So you show up and they're not there, or if they are there, they don't talk to you because they don't know who you are.
You're the mystery family. Nobody knows who you are, what you're doing, and the kids that live all there are just I think I know these people.
Yeah.
But I don't know these people, and it's just this awkward, weird thing, and you're like, well,
That's
it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's when they walk up to you at family reunions and stuff, and do you know who I am? I'm like, I don't know who you are. They know everything about me. They're like, I knew you since you were 5. You don't remember me? For real? I'm like, I was 5.
So let's talk about if you don't travel home for the holidays, which most of us have not. How do you make the best of the holiday season? wherever you are? Do you, you know, because as military families, we make our own families within our network. So tell us, because we have some new spouses out there who are going into their first holiday season and they're thinking, I'm not going to be home. I'm used to having a big family holiday. How can they still keep that? I was going to say that yum yum holiday season, but that close family knit holiday season now. What have you guys done in the past? How have you celebrated?
I think as military spouses, we have the advantage of being in different places. When we're in a new place or somewhere that's not as familiar, there's a lot of things to explore. There's a lot of holiday events going on. There's a lot of other spouses who are also going through it alone who might want to link up and celebrate together. A benefit for us is when we don't go home, whatever that money is that I would have spent for us going home, I use that to take my kids to the Polar Express or ice skating or doing whatever traditions we want, or an extra special gift or family dinner, whatever it is. And then one day out of our holiday season, we always open it up to other spouses and families who do want to link up. So you kind of just have to be able to be open and see what's out there to enjoy.
Yes. What about you, Nishita?
I like the holidays, but I'm not a big like holiday person. I tend to be more like, I like to give people gifts throughout the year. Like, so when Christmas comes, I'm not really big on like, I don't have big holidays. I'll decorate, you know, put little decorations up and stuff. I tend to be more introverted. So it doesn't really affect me that much that there are like a lot of people around. I really did like it when I was younger, participating in the whole family dynamic, but as an adult, it doesn't really affect me if I don't, you know, have a big Christmas or Thanksgiving. I'm not really a Thanksgiving person. I like to skip right to Christmas. I like to like get Christmas going, like get right into
Christmas.
yeah, I'm thankful already. That's how I'm thankful. All right, then Christmas time, you know, and mostly because of the decorations and the holiday spirit. Like I like that. But as far as like getting together and stuff, you know, I encourage it in other people. Like I'm like, oh, so and so's having a party, such and such is having this. You know, I admittedly am quite introverted, so I have spent many of Christmases alone. I would just say that and been okay, you know, and been like, oh, let me eat this popcorn on the couch and watch movies, you know. So but I think that Grace is right. There are a lot of things going on. A lot of people decorating in the neighborhoods, a lot of like family get-togethers where you could go enjoy with the family that you create around you. I would say that that's true. But for me, I you know, I've never been one to spend a lot of money at Christmas time either. Maybe on one gift here and there, but not like tons of gifts. You know how some people with kids have all these gifts? I'll be like, boy, you're gonna get these few gifts because all year round, I feel like if you want something, get it. If you have something you want to have, I'm not gonna wait till Christmas to give it to you. You know what I mean? So when Christmas comes, there's some things to still get, but it's kind of small. And I cook. I do cook. Sometimes I go out though. Do any of you guys go out for Christmas? Sometimes I'm trying to find a buffet or like
No, not for Christmas. No. Mm-mm.
Yeah,
we're at home in our PJs all day.
Oh, your PJs. What do they call the?
That sounds like a good tradition. I like that in your
in
PJs.
the
all day.
PJs.
Yes, in my PJs
What
all
is
day on
that?
Christmas.
The Brazilian steakhouse. You guys ever been to those?
Oh, those are good. Yeah.
Yeah. So overseas, it's not. Christmas is different everywhere you go, right? So there's just, especially in Japan, it's not like it's not. You know, Christmas is religious and secular holiday in the United States, but it's like here you could go to KFC and Colonel Sanders is all decked out in his Christmas attire. You could get a whole Christmas meal at KFC. So I've never done that, but I mean, it looks good.
No
Mhm.
cleanup.
So
You don't have
being
cleanup.
overseas is like different. It's just a little different. So you get different things that you could do. I have gone out for Christmas here and there, but I don't really have a lot of traditions. So that's my take on it.
Anna. Okay. I know Anna just a tad bit, so I don't know her really well, but I see Anna being the house that you go to if you are away from family, if your spouse is deployed, that Anna is going to host a knockout holiday dinner for you.
Oh, Sybil, I foresee a bunch of people knocking on my door on the holidays.
No.
Holiday dinner. No, I have enjoyed that. I do enjoy the holidays with my Navy family a lot, but gosh, you know, as you get older, you're like, wait, was that really 10, 15 years ago? I mean, when we first were married and getting through, it was hard. It was really hard because, you know, my family tradition, you know, on my side of the family was everybody goes over to like my sister's house on Christmas Eve. So everybody would be over there. My mom, my grandma, my brother, everybody's over there. But me, I'm phone calling in, you know, and then my kids grew up without that tradition. So it took a while for me to kind of deal with that about, you know, I had to think, okay, well, they're not going to have the same traditions as I did growing up. And it's okay, you know, they don't have to make it to everything, but you know, their traditions are like one year, we were in Japan for a couple of years, and that was, you know, that was like Nishita said, that's different, celebrating over there. But then we would have, I think my spouse was deployed on one of the Thanksgivings. And so the you know, it was a ship at that time, but your unit, whatever you call it, they put together a nice potluck Thanksgiving dinner, and that was awesome. I absolutely loved it. You know, we all got together as spouses and used the facilities on the base and had a great potluck dinner. So, and then otherwise I've had Thanksgivings or Christmases with fellow Navy families, and it's been great. It just was different, and I had to get used to that for me. So yeah, you know, and I tried to, and then last Christmas, we were PCSing. So we had none of our stuff. So it was like the whole month of December, we didn't have any of our stuff. Not that that's a big deal, but we signed our house mortgage 3 days before Christmas, and on Christmas morning we were literally in an empty house, and my husband went and bought like a fake palm tree thing, and we put lights on it, and that was our Christmas, way far away from family. So yeah, it was a tough one.
We
but
transitioned during Christmas time too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, folks, for our non-military watchers, we pack up and move during the holiday season too. So you moved at Christmas, Nishita, you've moved at Christmas, and my family has moved at Christmas.
Yeah.
Day after Christmas, as a matter of fact.
Well, and then I remember a couple of times way back, I think before we were even, might have been before we were married and when we were first married, I think, when my spouse was on a ship. I remember being on the ship visiting him when he was on that duty. Of course, he had 24-hour duty, like on Easter, you know, so we were on the ship and they would have their Easter dinner, you know, and so that, you know, that was interesting. It was just different. It's just different. And so I think that, and I think in any marriage or relationship or whatever, you know, that you have these expectations of how it's going to be or how it has been and how you think it should continue to go, and then that doesn't happen, and how are you going to reconcile that? And I think that was a lot of what I went through.
Yes, and talking about holiday dinner on ships. Ayla, do you remember having Thanksgiving dinner on the mighty, I'm going to just say the ship, the mighty G-Dub?
Ooh, the G-Dub.
Before it left Japan.
Before, yeah, we.
Do you
I'm gonna
remember?
say something about that. I'm like, the food on the ship don't seem like it's that good.
You didn't.
Yeah, I never went to the G-Dub.
I don't
I was like, no. You want to come over here? Nope. I don't. Because it's like, now I went on the Mount Whitney a few times for lunch. But it's like, if you were on the ship, it's really not that exciting. Like for me, it's like, okay.
There's no novelty there.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. Now my
See, that's
son,
what-
he thinks
yeah.
it's funny to sleep in the rack and stuff.
Yeah, that's what my spouse would say. I'm like, you should spring us, I want to go on this ship and have, this meal. That would be so great for the kids. And my spouse is like, no, you don't. Come on. This is like, like you said, Nishita, because you're there every day, so it's not anything novel.
Now the G-Dub, they did have those little get-togethers. Like they had one where they had that game where they could knock each other off of the pedestal. It's like a little game. They had games on the ship one time. We did participate in that but like dinner and stuff, I was like, I know you in the war room and stuff, but I still don't.
I'm
No, thank you.
ready to go. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, you gotta act right too.
Actually, one of my fondest memories of holidays was being overseas. We were stationed in Japan and spending. So yes, I'm that spouse. I did not cook. I just visited everyone's house, and I made sure that I aligned my dinner plans to taste the world, right? Because I had friends who were from all around the world. And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go have dinner at your house. What time are you eating dinner? 3 o'clock.
That's awesome.
I need to leave at 4:30 because I have another dinner date over here. And it was a sampling of the world. And it was amazing. Yes, I showed up with plates and beverages.
But that's simple. That's actually a great idea for people that are away from, family and stuff. That's a good idea to do. Like, hey, set up like set it up that way.
Well, no, it wasn't set up that way. That's just how I set my day.
That reminds me, we had a Thanksgiving when they were deployed, and a bunch of us spouses got together, and you were supposed to bring like your favorite Thanksgiving dish that you always had at your family that you cannot live without. And that was super fun because there were some German spouses, and then there's people from the South, and so we got to try different foods that maybe we had never had at Thanksgiving, but so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's just finding like stuff like that to do, especially like when your husband's or your spouse is deployed. Just get together with spouses and have your own holidays together.
Yeah.
When
I think when Carlos my husband was at home, we would go down to me and Marcus would get on the train in Japan and like travel around and just see what Japan had to offer for Christmas sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Anybody here have you eaten at the USO for a holiday?
At the USO.
I didn't know
You
that
have
was
Grace?
an option.
Yeah,
but I've been to USO sponsored things, where they provided the meal for the holidays.
I mean, I guess that would be like the same thing, but actually the USO itself, they have Thanksgiving and I think they have Christmas. I have been to a couple of Thanksgivings because as a single sailor, there were just times when I ended up places that I had to leave during the holiday. I couldn't go home because I was PCSing during the holiday season. And then I would go to the USO. I didn't know anybody. I would go to the USO and they would have like some good digs there for us. And I'd eat there and then I'd go watch a movie or go back to the room or whatever. So, but Grace, you said you've eaten there before.
Yeah, we've done it one year. I think my husband was like in the field or something. So it was just me and the girls. And they had like the whole gingerbread houses made into the buildings. Sorry, my iPad's on. Made into the buildings. They had like the whole buffet cut out for us. It was really great. Yeah. It's things like that you have to kind of like research and see and make sure, you know, you just make your own traditions. You do what's going to make you happy. Like, yes, it's nice to see family and be with extended family during these times, but we are our own little family. You know, we have our own life, and you have to like lean into that and build off of it, you know?
Yes. And there's always a lot of activities too that's going on base. A lot of times that, again, Navy over here, so FRG, when you said the gingerbread house, I remember our FRG had a gingerbread party. Yes, I was the mom who went and I sat there and just ate the gingerbread. I didn't make a gingerbread. I watched my kids make theirs, but I was eating mine.
We don't judge. We don't judge.
That was in
When I made the
Japan. Well, no, you did it in Japan and Hawaii.
no, because Japan. I remember that one time I went on the ship. I just remember metal and stairs.
Medals and stairs, yes. So, I have to ask this question just because we talked about, I think 2 weeks ago about the cook in the household. I just have to ask this question. Becca.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you cooking holiday dinner?
Hell no. I am not. I will make something that comes out of a box. That's about as let's see. I
Wait,
might
that's
make
not
a banana
cooking?
pudding. I
That's
might make
cooking?
a banana pudding. My husband cooks. My husband does 90% of the cookings. Dinner tonight consisted of a can of corn, a can of green beans, and some frozen fish baked in the oven. So that was my contribution to dinner. So no, he's the one that cooks. He's cooking Thanksgiving. I told him I would give it a try, but he said he wanted to be able to eat it. So I guess he's cooking.
When you say it like that, I'll give it a try. Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
Becca, no, you cannot mess up Thanksgiving dinner. Don't-
No,
You can mess up the green bean casserole.
No, I know. I'm saying you cannot, as in, do not.
You should
Oh,
not.
yeah.
Wait
Yeah, don't.
a minute, Julie. You messed up green bean casserole.
This is my rookie mistake that my husband still makes fun of me every year.
Every year.
So I think it was our first Thanksgiving as a married couple. I don't remember. And it was one of the first ones. And my sister-in-law was going to pretty much make everything, but I was going to make the green bean casserole. So I start getting it together and I'm like, I need more green beans. Like, I don't know what the deal is. It's really wet and I don't know what the deal is. Like, I need more of something. This isn't how it's supposed to be. My husband's like, did you drain the green beans? And I was like, no. And he's like, okay.
it could happen to anybody.
Yeah, and I haven't done it that way since. So I learned.
It probably would happen to me.
Look, Julie and Becca. No.
Sybil says she ain't coming to my house for the holidays.
This
She's gonna wait
is
to come.
why, like, I did not get the cooking gene. I mean, I can make like Thanksgiving. I can make stuff. My kids do not starve, but yeah, I'm not a cook.
So I got one of those Thanksgiving kits from HelloFresh the other year.
That's super smart.
Yeah, well, I'm not a cook. I'm a cook. I'm not always spectacular, but I mean, I know my way around the kitchen. So I get this kit and it comes with the instructions. And this is when I turn like totally airhead. I look at the 6-page instructions and I'm like thinking that I have it all covered, and it starts telling you how to cut up the turkey. So I'm looking at it like, okay, I'm doing this before I'm cooking it. So I start cutting the turkey and I have it all cut. And I'm like, this just doesn't make any sense. So I had it all cut up and then roasted it like that. I don't know. It was like so airheaded. And then of course it came out like, you know, not cooked
Weird.
right
Yeah.
in different parts. And I was just like, I don't know what I was thinking or not thinking. And
That's something I would do. Totally. Mhm.
yeah. So I'm like, I even had a
Yeah.
kit with spelled out instructions and somehow I got ahead of myself.
It's something about those cooking instructions that sometimes I'm like, it'll be like 4 tablespoons of butter, and then I'll put it
You're
all
like,
in at one
Are
time
you
and
sure?
get to the end, and it'll be like, and the next 2 tablespoons, and I'm like, oh,
Right.
dang
Like
it.
it's like,
I should have read ahead.
oh, I wasn't supposed
Yeah.
to put all the cinnamon in.
All of it in at
Right,
once.
right, something like that. Like, ooh,
Some of that
Yeah,
cinnamon was to go on top of the pie. It was
the top. Yeah, not in it. Yeah.
I do that all the time. I do it all the
Mhm.
time. If I do try to cook something and it's got more, I have a 5 ingredient limit. 3's better,
Good idea.
but 5 for real is my limit. If it's over 5 ingredients, I'm probably not going to attempt it.
Well,
because
that's good. You know your boundaries. That's
I
awesome.
sure do, but that really limits what I can cook.
it's all
There's
good.
really
It's
nothing
all
made from
good.
scratch. Nothing
Nothing
from scratch.
So, Sybil, you asked who's the cook. So both me and my spouse are cooks, and we both do like to cook or whatever, you know, here and there. But honestly, these days it turns into who's the most motivated or who's the least tired is going to do it. You know, that's just how it happens. Like who's tired?
I'm the cook. I cook almost every meal.
You got to do
So
what you
every
gotta
single
do.
meal.
You gotta
I cook so many meals. I hate my own cooking. Like I'll be like, oh, this again. Sometimes I sit on the couch and I try to be like everybody else, and I just sit there and wait to see who's gonna
Wait,
like bring
and
me a
nothing
plate.
happens.
Nope.
Never happens. No,
Never
I'm like
magically
starving.
appears.
Never happened.
Never.
So,
Just for other people.
so ladies, let's get back to the topic at hand for this episode. Cause look, y'all, we have real conversations, okay? So we little over here, little over there. So sum it all up. When you're away from family for the holidays, make the best of your holiday. Get with if your spouse is home, start your own traditions. If your spouse is away, deployment, TDY, or they have duty. Get with other spouses that are in your unit on the ship, your neighbors. Because this was one of the things, okay, some of y'all are going to be like, really, Sybil? Because I'm all like, hey, how you doing? But there was a year that I was like, no one invited me.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? Hey, what you doing? I invited myself. Well, not really, but I let it be known, because sometimes you have to let it be known.
Yeah, you have. Yeah.
I am available to be
available. Yeah.
to your holiday celebration.
I'm just saying, if you have a holiday celebration, I can be there.
Yeah. You know, you throw those little subtle hints. Hey, you know, it's all right. But check out your USO, your FRGs, because I know pre-COVID anyway, I don't know what's going on right now, but they have activities, especially for the kids. And a lot of those activities are free. And I mean, during those activities for us, my girls were younger, but I did see teens there. So if you have teenagers and they want to, you know, just check it out and take them. They can make some gingerbread houses too.
The kids are never too old to join in. Honestly, if you make it fun, they're gonna have fun.
Well, another thing you can do too.
You got a teenager? You said they're never too old. Teenager.
She's 17, and she still do all the stuff with us.
Really?
She been making gingerbread.
He does stuff with us, but not like The
Oh, she will, because she takes
MWR,
the youngest with her,
FID,
so she don't feel guilty when the little ones are with her.
Yeah, maybe it's like you have a girl. I don't know. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I did something wrong.
Well, I have a boy. He's that way. So I no, mine is kind of.
Just check out your unit. See what
Oh,
you
yeah.
have going on. Your unit, like I said, your ship, whatever.
Even your local community.
Your
Checking the
local
local community.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
checking
even the
local
civilian community
Yes.
could have things.
Yeah, because they have a
I
lot
know,
of.
we've been to Disneyland before. Disneyland and Japan. Disney Sea, Disneyland
Mhm.
for Christmas. That stuff going on.
Mhm. But if you're looking
Just try to have fun.
for things within your community that are free, check out. Look, do a Google search.
Mm-hmm.
Google is your friend.
Or ask your neighbor. Or go to that USO office. And y'all gonna laugh at me. But I used to think the USO was only located in the airport.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
No, but I could see why.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I just thought they were at the airport. But now I know.
There may be other people that think that too. So
So
So I don't have to be. Someone else said yes. I thought that too. Don't leave me out here by myself.
I don't know what the USO means.
I did not think that because I think the first USO that I saw was on post, not an airport.
Julie, you would. You always have that one in the bun. Always. Well, I'm going to tell you about a holiday celebration right now that, it's going to be fun. It's going to be, look, yes, I said not it's. It is, let me use proper grammar. It's going to be fun, y'all. It is MilSpouse Conversations very first, and we're going to say it's going to be an annual thing. It's going to happen every year in December. Holiday party. We are going to celebrate on December 9th. And we're going to have a party, y'all. It's going to be a party up in the house. We're going to have some music.
oh Lord, what kind of music are you playing? I was thinking jingle bells.
Jingle bells, jingle bells. I can jingle the bells like this too.
There you go.
We're going to play some games. We're having a ugly sweater contest. So wear your ugly Christmas sweater. And we're going to give away some prizes. So Ayla just dropped it in the comment for us. So you can go ahead and register. Don't wait. Don't wait. Don't wait. And if you're watching this on YouTube or listen to the podcast and you do not see the link, just go to www.milspouseconversations.com. Click on After Dark because it's after dark, baby. It's happening after dark. So it's going to be a party up in there. I'm coming with my dancing shoes on. Why y'all looking at me like that? Y'all know I like to party. We like to have fun. But you can come hang out, meet other military spouses, have a little bit of fun, win some prizes, and hang out with us. Hang out with the conversation starters. We're real. We're chill, y'all. What you see is what you get. That's what I say. Even when they looking at me like, really? Shut up. But we're down to earth. We show up, we show out, and we have lots of fun. But this holiday season, start your own traditions, connect with those around you, and let those folks around you be your family and celebrate and enjoy the holidays. And
Absolutely.
happy Thanksgiving and Merry Christmas to you from all of the conversation starters. Why am I singing, what's that song, Babysitter? Babysitters. Yeah, I don't know.
From the Adventure Babysitters on Disney.
No, why y'all looking at me like that?
I'm lost.
Y'all.
Is it from that Disney movie? Huh?
I'm with Becca. I'm lost with Becca.
Not the babysitter.
We lost
Yeah,
together.
we the babysitters.
That sounds like babysitters.
Y'all don't know what I'm talking about?
The Babysitters Club?
Not the Babysitters Club.
It's a Disney movie.
It's a Disney movie. We're the babysitters. Something.
Like, we ain't no quitters. We're the
We ain't no
babysitters.
quitters. We the babysitters.
Club? No.
So we're like, we the Mills Bus Conversations. We ain't no quitters.
There we go. Now she's bringing it home. That's where she was going with that.
Sorry, people. Sorry. But anywho, I'm going to show you this real quick and then I'm going to be quiet because I need to eat and take a nap. Yes, I said a nap. So you see on the screen here, Mills Bus
Yeah.
Ugly Sweater Party, Thursday, December 9th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You got it?
Yay. That'll be fun.
Yes, it'll be fun. It will be fun. All right, y'all. I gotta go cook dinner.
Speaking of which,
Taking that. What's for dinner? Food. That's what's for dinner. All right, folks. Have a good evening.
bye,
Have a
ladies.
lovely morning.
Bye, guys.
Enjoy your day.